Never in the history of this nation have so many people been arrested for the cause of freedom and human dignity.
It's been nearly 50 years since President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act into law, prohibiting racial discrimination against minorities, namely African Americans. This law, arguably the most effective civil rights legislation enacted in our great country, did not come into effect without the bravery, patience, and resiliency of some of our nation's greatest and most influential leaders. From slavery to freedom, to segregation to integration, the best intentions were often met with resistance, most times in the form of violence. From Emmett Till to the bombing of the 16th Street Baptist Church, the evils that materialized from the fear of change were themselves met with the strength and fearlessness of those who would not be deterred from ensuring rights for all citizens of this country. President Johnson will work closely with Dr. Martin Luther King, wanting to continue the work started by the late John F. Kennedy, whose assassination put Johnson into the seat of the most powerful man in the world.
Deadly wrong to deny any of your fellow Americans the right to vote in this country.
Fast forward to today, where several states have begun redistricting, perceived as attempts to favor one party or, more frankly, reduce the impact of the minority vote. Tom Roberts, member of the Ohio Civil Rights Commission and the Dayton chapter of the NAACP, provided insight behind the nuances of the removal of Section 5 from the Voting Rights Act.
And so what the Supreme Court basically did was to take out Section 5, or the teeth of Section 5, out of the act. Yet some people describe it as giving you a car but taking away the keys. The point is the districts are drawn in a way that it favors one group, one party over another. And it's drawn in a way that is incumbent protection. And so yes, you may have a right to vote, but because your vote is diluted in those districts, you really don't have a chance to vote for the right person, for the person you want to. So people found it impossible or hard to get to those places to get the ID. And they also cost. Okay, so in order to get the ID, you had to pay for it, just as you and I do get our driver's license. And so some people are saying that's a poll tax. So I think for the foreseeable future, we're still going to have states put in place those kinds of barriers